Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of Video Game Classroom. I'm Dad.
I'm Kat.
And today we're going to be doing a little history lesson. Some of the games we play are just regular video games that we use to show different things that we're learning at school. But also, there's a lot of games out there that just really teach you about different historical events. And they're really made to not only entertain you, but also educate you about those things. And so today, Kat is going to be playing this game we found online from one of the history website called historyglobe.com about Jamestown, and that's kind of this area of U.S. history that Kat is currently learning about. And so we'll play this for a bit and give you guys some highlights of what's going on. Are you ready to start, Kat?
Yep, let's start adventure.
All right. Where do you want to land? All right, where do you want to land? There's a few different spots. What do you think is a good spot? Read about each spot. So we have an inland, about forest and hills. What else do we have? We have a marsh, which is like a swampy area.
Oh, I don't know there.
We have a sea coast, which is down by the ocean. And what's the last one? A bay island, a island that sits protected inside a bay. Which one would you pick?
I kind of like in forests and I kind of like forests, but I think this.
Sea coast? All right, let's see if this is a good idea.
Okay.
We're going to land. We're going to watch the boat land. Do. I'm a boat and I'm sailing in. All right. Click on continue to continue to the next question. A Native American chief, Lord Powhatan, appears with several hundred warriors. He asks, what gives you the right to invade our land? All right, what should we do? But wait, look, you can also ask for advice. Look at the bottom. Who can you ask? There's a few different people.
Ask the colonists, ask the natives, or I can't remember.
Consult the charter, which would be what the king had given the traders as they came over. So who do you want to ask? Who do you think a good person to ask would be?
Let's ask the natives.
All right, click on that. Oh. We have lived here since the beginning of time. If you insist on staying here, you must be a good neighbor. So that's something about how to be a good neighbor to the people that live here. Whoa. What do you think? What do you think they should do?
I think
What would you do if you came over on a boat?
I will probably offer a trade or something.
All right, let's try that out. All right. So we offered to trade with them to try to establish a good, because what do neighbors do with each other? They trade. Like if your neighbor needs a cup of sugar, give them a cup of sugar.
Definitely.
If your neighbor has landed in a strange world that they have no idea how to live in, they don't know what kind of trees are there, what kind of soil, it's very important to help them. And so I think asking for a trade would be a very good way to start.
What structure are you built? A town, a small castle, or a wood fort, or a small castle?
Castle.
Let's see. My people live in a village. Okay. I think it would protect, but that will take a lot of work. But I like castles.
Yeah, but think about it. Like, do we need a giant castle first, or do we need just some shelter and like to be able to farm and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, let's have a town and have a town.
Okay, let's do a town. Is it letting you click? What's going on? Oh, click and drag. Oh, there we go. So you got to click it and move it over there. Nope, it's building. Whoa. All right. Which colonists will work? Oh, now this is a very important question that the settlers of Jamestown. This colonist that we're going to ask says, I am a gentleman of noble birth, and I should not be required to dirty my hands in work that should be done by common laborers. All right, so who should work? Let's see. Only indentured servants and laymen will work, or everyone, including gentlemen, must work. But now before you click, what do you think, Kat?
I think everyone should work because it's good.
Everyone should work because like they're all like supposed to be part of the same team and work together.
Yeah.
This was a big controversy at Jamestown. Obviously the colonists, the gentlemen, did not want to work. So let's see. Why don't you pick which one you want to do?
Oh, good.
All right. What do you want to search for? Given the size of your labor force, you can choose 2 activities. Oh, it's below. Click and drag each colonist to an activity at left. All right, so let's look over to the left. We have, we can search for gold. We can do fishing. Is there anything else? All right. Where should we put our... Let's ask. All right. What does he say?
I came here to get rich, not fat. Let's go look for gold.
Money, 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 money.
You do a voice for
I do not know where gold is or why your people are so obsessed with it, but I know that forests make good hunting grounds, and the oceans and rivers are teeming with fish. So the natives who lived in this land and knew all about it were like, the important stuff is having like food and shelter and being able to like grow crops and find fish and stuff. But the settler colonist kind of sounds like he's all about the gold. So what do you think? What would you do if you were in his spot?
I want to go to fishing.
All right, let's put a guy there. We're going to put the other guy. Should we still look for gold or should we keep fishing more?
Still look for gold.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Too late. Submit your decision. That might hurt us. All right. What should we grow? Click and drag an item below and plant a field. Hold on. Before we get too excited, let's look at what are the options there, Kat, of what we can plant.
You see, we got corn, wheat, tobacco, and
Sassafras.
Sassafras.
Yeah, you probably haven't heard it too much. Let's see what the native who lives here and knows what kind of crops grow best in this land.
Corn is good.
Yeah, we rely on corn. It's very important. Let's ask the colonist, though. What does he think? I could sure go for a loaf of bread and a good smoke on the pipe. Let's plant wheat and tobacco. So he says wheat and tobacco.
What does this do?
I'm not sure. Why don't you consult the charter? Maybe we haven't looked at that yet. Consult the charter. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's a different window. It says, when you have discovered as far up the river as you mean to plant yourselves and landed yourselves victuals and munitions. So this is actually from the Jamestown charter that was given to them by the king. To that end, basically do a work and make sure you get supplies is what it says. So if you want to go over and hit X out of that. Sorry about that. It was a pop-up window that was separate from the other. Corn sounds like something we should really plant a lot of. I don't know much about sassafras. I would not plant very much wheat. I would plant a lot of corn.
But we do need bread, though.
All right. Well, here's an evaluation of our decisions. Our food rating is good. There's adequate food supply. So by planting a field of corn, we would have gotten food. The wheat, which we planted, grew poorly in the Virginia climate. But nevertheless, what did grow added to our food supply. But we did successfully fish. So that was really important. Our health rating, though, is fair. That means not so good. Because we chose to be right on the coast, which basically meant we were kind of exposed, because any ship could just sail up and send boats up to attack us. It's good health-wise to have the fresh air of the coast, but with storms and other things and attackers that could come, is not the best spot, probably. And our wealth rating, hold on. Your wealth rating is fair. Trading with Powhatan Indians provides you with a refined form of tobacco, which later becomes highly profitable when sold in Europe. You searched for gold, but only found pyrite, which is a byproduct of iron, and that is called fool's gold. And so, what should we have sent both of our people to go work for, you think, based on our wealth rating? Should we have gone for gold at all, or should we have sent everyone to fish?
Everyone to fish.
Yeah, that probably would have been a good idea. Also, wheat, not a good choice. It only grows in the winter. It would have come too late, and people of Jamestown, if they had planted wheat, which I think they did, was very bad. All right, hit Now We Know and see what we can learn. Compare your choices to what the real Jamestown colonists did. So we can see what we did, because we're so smart, and we can see what Jamestown did. So we picked that beach area near the coast. However, Jamestown built in the swamp, the low marshy area. They thought it would be a good spot to defend against Spanish warships. However, what do you know about swamps? What are there lots of in like swampy areas?
Bees?
Bees? No, not bees. What are those little things that bite you and you itch and you...
Mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes, yes. They are filled with mosquitoes. And mosquitoes, especially back then, they still do today, but mosquitoes carry lots of diseases. And so lots of the people who tried to colonize Jamestown died of dysentery, typhoid fever, maybe early forms of malaria. And also, what do you know about, if you're near the ocean, a marsh site often has salty water that's coming in from the ocean. And can you drink salty water?
No.
No, that is not good. And is it good for crops?
Yeah.
Nope, it's not good for that either. So that was very bad. All right, let's go down. We met the Native Americans there from the Powhatan tribe. We chose to trade with them. Now let's go down.
Wait, you said Pocahontas.
Scroll down a little bit. We know that the real Jamestown colonists didn't have the greatest peace. There were incidents of violence. There's the legend about Pocahontas, which doesn't really historically look like the one you find in like the Disney movie. But let's continue down. But there were a lot of distrust and fears, and there ended up being a big attack in 1622, just a couple years after they arrived. The structure we built was a town. All right, so the Jamestown colonists actually constructed a wooden fort. And so they've discovered the fort and like the original post where it would have been. It was a triangle. There was a cannon on each corner. It would have been good for like defending as a fort, but that could be helpful if you're worried about being attacked. But probably survival was a more important thing.
Can we play again?
All right, hold on. For our labor force, we decided that everyone, including gentlemen, must work, and so that was a good idea. You made a very good choice there. And eventually, what happened in Jamestown apparently was that the original gentleman class didn't want to work and only wanted like the lower class people that were part of the colony to work. However, they had such a hard time and faced starvation and were in such desperate need of work that eventually the captain, John Smith, ordered all of them to work for survival, at least according to this game. Lastly, we split our labors between searching for gold and going fishing. That was kind of not very smart, was it? In fact, during the winter of 1609 and 1610, the fact that they spent so many people out looking for gold instead of planting food and crops and instead of going fishing and hunting, basically it led to a lot of people dying. In fact, kind of disturbing. If you go read, there's incidents that they probably even dug up dead bodies to eat from their fellow colonists. So not very good choice to split our forces. We should have just gone fishing and hunting and not search for gold. All right. Lastly, we chose to plant wheat and 2 things of corn. Corn did really well. We learned from our Native American source that that's what we should plant. However, we could have gotten more money maybe if we'd have planted a thing of tobacco. Wheat, however, apparently was not a good choice because it does not grow well in that area of Virginia. And so that's one reason why we should have spent more time getting to know and learning from the Native Americans who lived there who knew how to survive so they could teach us the best ways to do that. What do you think about that, Kat? Thumbs up does not translate well to video game streaming. All right. So, encourage you guys to check this out. We're going to put the link in the thing below of where to find this on the History Globe website. It's a little game, and you can play just like we did. You can make lots of different choices and see what goes on there. All right. Until next time, I'm Dad.
I'm Kat.
And I hope you enjoyed learning with us from the world of video games. Like and subscribe.